All right. We're live. We're live, gentlemen. We're live. This is how we start. Welcome to another episode of Lions, Tigers, and Ponies, the unofficial Detroit Sports Podcast. Unofficial because, one, we're not actually affiliated with any of the Detroit teams, and two, because we don't actually live in Detroit, you know? But that doesn't stop us from loving those teams, though, you know? I'm Riojas. I'm a local Lansing comedian and actor, along with my partner,
Levi Wilson.
He's a local entrepreneur, artist, graphic artist.
That's right.
A statistician, you know, the numerologist. The man knows, you know, he has a nose for numbers, and honestly, me and him, we decided to start this show to bring information to the masses. You know, we both love Detroit teams, and we also have a guest for the first time. For the first time, we are bringing...
Shout out.
Yes, the infamous Big Dog, you know, the number one electrician, the Bow Wow of Lansing.
Sean Ballard. Nice to be here with you, boys.
Yeah, let's go. My bad, I almost cut you off. Ballard's playing at court right now, all right? He wants to be shouting just as loud as I do. I know it. He's like, fuck, Rio can shout? I didn't even know. Well, don't even worry, all right? Before you know it, we'll all be nice and loose and warmed up in here.
That's right. We're getting there.
Heck yeah. You know, we're doing video now. That's always fun, starting a new thing. We're upgrading the studio, as you can tell, different locale. Levi's been gracious enough to let us record here.
We're getting closer to Detroit, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We're moving that direction.
we're getting there. Soon will be the official
Dude, yeah.
Detroit Sports Podcast.
Well, yeah, exactly. We won't even have to be unofficial any longer. We'll be the official. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. But we came together today because there's been, you know, some rumblings out in Detroit. First things first, Tigers.
Hitting rough patch.
We just gotta get through it again, you know?
I feel like they heard us. They heard us, you know, talking them up. They heard us talking shit to Cleveland. They heard us talking shit to Chicago. And they were like, hey. You know, let's pump these brakes a little bit.
I was looking at tickets because I owe Ben a game. And
yeah,
we've been talking about going to a game, and I've been looking, and they were at home. And as soon as Riley Green went down, I'm out.
Man.
I'm out because that's what you see right up there. You got the Riley Green ball.
Shout out to Big Ben Robbins. He'll probably be a guest at some point if we can ever convince him. He's another homie, you know.
Just get him drunk or something.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand the tickets look enticing. The gameplay was looking good, and then we lose Eddie Rodriguez. We lose Green, and then we go on a fucking skid. I mean, it's not like a losing streak, but we are losing. You know, I think
2-9 in the last 10 games.
Yeah,
that's losing.
Yeah, that's losing.
Trash.
That's definitely a loser's record.
That's bad.
And we started right after we got one game back. We were one game back, and then we're like, fuck it. You know, let's all just take a shit show.
Well, the fucked up thing about it to me is that the things that we were bitching about when they were shitty are the things that we're still bitching about now. So they were bad for the same reason, then they were good, and now they're bad again.
Yeah.
Now Javier Baez is looking like garbage again.
Oh my goodness, dude! I seriously, I saw him swing at a slider that was nowhere near the play at any point in time.
No, they said
it looked like a golf
swing. A 9-foot bat to hit that.
Yeah. Oh my, dude! Like,
I swear to God, they did the math.
Yeah.
He was holding the Bam Bam Club. They were like, the bat would have to have been like 9 feet long.
But you know, he like his swing style. It drives me crazy because he starts when the pitcher is pitching. He only has one leg on the ground. His other leg is already up and stepping into a pitch. No matter, he's not even trying to wait. He's not. He's like, just throw what you want. I'm gonna fucking cut it. I'm gonna let it go.
He's a cutter.
Think about this though. When we talked about Javier Baez last time, when you know the grass was
we were
green,
giving him some flowers.
We were, because he was fielding really, really well.
Yes.
But here's the thing: whenever they were doing good, my concern was I was saying we should buy at the deadline and we should try to build something and then try to convince him to stay. And
It's time to
Two
sell.
weeks later,
It's
I'm
time to
like,
sell.
I hope he doesn't opt in.
Yeah, no
You know
kidding.
what I'm saying? That might be highway robbery if he gets that contract from us.
No, it's ridiculous. And I remember when he got shipped down to Cleveland. He was playing with the Mudhens for a little bit last year, and I was like, "What? Why?" But I wasn't watching. I wasn't seeing. And this season, I am seeing it all. It's so
Great glove.
Oh, dude! I mean, honestly, he can stop and flip, and when he fields his ball, it gets to the first baseman. I really enjoy it, but it's not worth seeing him take a 6-foot gap, swing on his strikeout. It's tough.
One of the things, though, that I noticed about even in their downslope is that their bullpen has still been really good.
Yeah,
Their bullpen is pretty good.
We just had a first timer come up from Cleveland. Olsen, was that his name? He pitched 8 innings, I think, or 7 innings in his first one up.
Olsen definitely did pitch the other day.
Yeah, and
but if you look at some of these stats for
Yeah.
the bullpen, even though they're 2-9, when they were up against the Phillies, they only gave up 1 run in 8 innings,
yeah.
and there was one. Home run.
That's who I was talking about. Was that kid who only gave up 1 run?
No, their bullpen's deep for sure.
Yeah,
Well, and then that's what. So their 6-man group of their bullpen that makes up the relievers that come in.
yeah.
They have a combined ERA of 2.47 in 148 innings. That's solid.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
No,
That's really good.
So despite all the other issues and injuries, their bullpen has looked good.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
still am kind
the
of
problem is you can't win a baseball game with just a bullpen.
no, we need.
So
yeah,
we've got some holes. We've got some holes that we got to
huge
fix.
holes, yeah.
It's a little tough when we were just breathing into the spirit of the Tigers. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, America needs to be selling out again. Oh shit, why is that stadium so empty?" And now we're like, "Oh shit, it's a dumpster fire."
I'm going next door.
In their defense, they did lose their 2 best players.
Yes, they did.
Because Eduardo
And they're still
Rodriguez-
putting runs up too. They're still like attacking the ball. I mean, they're leaving a lot of players.
a ton.
Oh my goodness, they
On
leave
base.
so many players on base.
Yeah, just
and
stranded.
so and that's what I felt like we're missing out the most on Green is because he would bring them in. Anybody was on base, he was bringing them in.
Yeah, it's where you miss Prime Cabrera.
Yes,
Because that's what he
dude.
would have done, is knock those guys
Oh
in.
yeah,
Cabrera-
RBI machine.
Yeah, he
Just
was.
a straight ribeye waiting to happen.
But Riley Green does it on both sides. He's a defender and he's the bat. He's clearly the best player on this team.
Yeah.
Eduardo Rodriguez was one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
So maybe that just takes the wind out of their sails. It sounds like Erod's going to be back sooner than later. I've heard promising reports from his injury with his hand and stuff. So if we can get both those guys back, hopefully sooner than later, then maybe we'll be back in business. I'm not giving up on them yet because we felt this wave of emotions every time we do this podcast.
Exactly, dude.
So maybe next time it'll be better.
We started this podcast. We were talking about how they got swept 2 of their 3 opening seasons or series. We got swept by Tampa. We got swept by Boston. And then we go to, oh, hey, we're looking pretty good. We're starting to play a little baseball. So like, oh, shit, this is fucking nice. And now we're like, God damn it.
They all suck.
Why am I even watching this shit?
So if we have to keep true to our fashion, now that the trade deadline is going to be coming up sooner than later, and you're going to have to make these tough decisions, what's your guys' opinion on this? You have Alex Lang, who has been being brought up in trade rumors. You have Erod, who's getting brought up in trade rumors due to his age and contract. What do they do at this? What do they do here?
Honestly, I don't want to see Eduardo Rodriguez go. I mean, it's been so long since we've had like a dominant ace. I think the last one was Verlander, who's really like one of those.
He's old though.
He's
his
old.
Contract's not long.
He's old, but he's been like he's shown that he gets better every year. He hasn't.
he's 30.
Yeah, he hasn't finished any progressive.
So baseball age, that's getting up there, but
Well, he's only got like 1 year left on his contract. So
Yeah, you think guys we should? I don't know, man. Tigers like to sign their stars.
1 year, $18 million.
this year.
That's what's left on his contract
For
if we
next
pick
year?
up the option. Yeah, $18 million.
That's not that bad for a pitcher who's got a. But what if you could get a good prospect though? What if you could get a nice little haul from him then?
Yeah.
You know what? Like honestly, so with our bullpen being so deep, you know, and we got those people coming up now that are looking like studs, and then Casey Mize is supposed to be coming back
next year,
right?
Next year. He's coming back from a big surgery.
Yeah, I don't know. What about Casey? Should we get rid of Casey Mize?
No, not a chance.
No.
Why
not?
Too young.
Why not? I don't think. If anything, who would bring in more? Who would have more trade fodder?
Well, I think with how good Eduardo's been, I think you can get a good haul for him.
Yeah.
So I would consider. I would keep Alex Lang though. That's the other guy. He's under contract for a while.
What if someone's like Bryce Harper for Casey Mize?
No deal.
Yeah, right.
No deal.
Yeah, right.
No deal. I'm not a Bryce Harper fan, so that's.
He was just smacking us. We just got done watching him play 3 games of shitting on us.
Give me another name.
Oh, shit. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I mean,
I hate him.
Another name you said.
I do. I don't like him, so it's a no.
I didn't even know. Oh my
Levi's
goodness.
obviously passionate
That's a
about
clip
this.
right there.
All right.
All right, Mike Trout. Mike Trout.
Yeah, how about Mike Trout?
Yeah.
Okay.
all
Yeah,
day.
they
all
can
day.
have our coach too.
It's like, I'll come in and coach.
Oh,
I'll come in
yeah.
and coach. Give me Mike Trout. We're good.
Yeah, we'll give him Cabrera for the end of his farewell tour.
Yeah, nice.
He can retire his number.
That's
for
funny.
Mike Trout. I would do that in a heartbeat.
I
If
like
you would have
that.
said that Otana, I'll trade the whole team.
Shit. Yeah, Otani or Otani.
Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah,
nasty.
Shohei.
The whole team. We'll start
Everybody-
over. We'll start
everybody.
over.
Shohei Showtime, dude.
Yeah.
That dude's a
We'll give him
fucking.
a stadium.
He's like the new Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
You know?
So another
It's
note
nuts.
here: Colt Keith moved up to number 30 in the top 100 prospects. And I had mentioned it before. I thought he was first base, but he's actually second or third.
Okay.
But he's good.
Yeah, because
Number
we were.
30 overall in all of baseball is solid.
That's nuts. We were talking about Torkelson. I was kind of.
He's been in a little slump.
I was just bringing up, this was a while. This was right before the slump too. And I'm like, listen, I mean, honestly, maybe we're just used to seeing Cabrera on the first base, but there's been a couple times I've seen Torkelson, and I gotta hold my breath, make sure he catches it. Like, is it gonna be?
If they traded him, I would not cry.
Yeah, honestly, he's getting
That
better.
would be the
He's
guy
good
you
For
could
Bryce
say.
Harper?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, like.
I stood that one. He'd have to cut his hair or something so he looks good.
He'd have to wear
Get a
like.
tattoo.
Give us a fresh attitude. Give
Yeah.
us a fresh look. Like, we'll take you, but you got to
Glasses.
shave your head.
Put Oakleys on or something.
Oh my gosh! No, that's yeah. Torkelson. I wouldn't mind a top 30 prospect being a first baseman. I'll just tell you. I'll just say that right now. Batone, our third baseman, he came from the Phillies. Just won a World Series with them last year, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you see when
that 3-run shot?
Dave Dombrowski gave him his ring right in front of the Tigers? Because, obviously he's a Tiger now.
Yeah.
And they won the NL pennant. So he gave him that ring right in front of our bench, like just a little fuck you to Detroit.
Yeah.
And then they
fucking
smacked the
Phillies.
shit out of us.
Yeah.
So
So there's
it's frustrating. That guy's taken pretty much every team he's been on to the World Series.
No shit.
I mean, Florida, they won a World Series. Boston, they went to the World Series. I think they won a World Series in Boston.
Yeah.
He went to the World Series with us, and then he just went to the World Series with the Phillies. Yeah. I guess we're better off without him.
Jesus.
As we suck ass
Yeah.
year after year.
So here's a proposal too. What if the Tigers were to take advantage of Lorenzen and maybe trade him away?
For who?
That's the part that I'm not really sure of. What kind of value does he have? I mean, he's been pitching fairly well.
Yeah, and
I think there's a team out
he was
there.
pitching
He's
last night.
old.
Yeah,
He's
Is
old,
he?
but there's a team out there
He's
that
like 34.
No shit.
Well,
I didn't even know
don't
that. I
Is
thought he was
34?
young. I thought he was young.
You crunch the numbers though over there. You're the I think he's old.
Nope, 31.
31.
31. So he's
still not young.
well,
Yeah.
not young, but for the right team that's actually pushing and set up for a playoff run, they could use a pitcher like that in the bullpen.
You have to make that call though, because if you take him out of your bullpen, you can kiss those fucking numbers goodbye. Just like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
saw just
yeah.
what happened whenever you took Riley Green and
Yep.
Erod out of the lineup.
Yeah.
You take him out, and they're gonna be.
Well, we're giving
runs.
up on the season if we do something
right.
like that.
We're not
but
like we're gonna win this season either. But
Right.
I mean, at what point are you trying to flip?
Yep.
Where, like last year for the Lions, you had to flip it at some point.
right.
You have to start winning games. So, but if you could get a good prospect,
That's what I'm saying. And I saw some stuff that had him worked into some trades, and I can't remember it off the top of my head when I was reading through articles, but there was, I want to say, a prospect that they had that looked like a potential suitor, and I think he was 25 or something like that. So you look at, you're trading somebody who's 31 for somebody who's 25. It's like, I kind of like the sounds of that.
Yeah.
Like
Erod has a higher trade value though, with him being a starting pitcher that's been one of the best in baseball.
oh, for sure.
So-
Lorenzen though is a free agent after this year,
Yeah.
so we would have to actually sign
Yeah.
him to a new contract.
Yeah. Dude, sign him or-
It just depends what they can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
They're,
I'm just,
they're definitely going to be shopping around for people who are on their last year. And
our payroll is actually fairly low too.
Yeah.
I mean, in comparison to a lot of the
But
other.
when do you start spending if you trade away all your talent?
Yeah.
yeah,
no,
exactly.
I'm
Who
with
are you
ya.
spending on?
Right, and then you're like,
And-
then you're spending
Javier
brand
Reyes.
new.
And where is the money really worth it?
It's like we're spending so we can get right back to being shitty again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
If you don't, you're gonna get free agents like Javier Baez if you keep shit in the bed.
Yeah. No, you're right. Or like you have nobody to draw attraction to other free agents too. It's like, okay, so what are you guys working with over there?
So the last thing that we'll talk about here, since we are talking about getting prospects, they do have the third pick in the draft coming up.
oh yeah.
oh shit.
Yep.
So that's going to bring in a pretty highly touted prospect too. Some of the top guys: Dylan Cruz, Wyatt Langford, Walker Jenkins. You know, I haven't dug into any of these guys yet, but the position is kind of what intrigues me. Like, what position do you go? Because for the longest time, they were drafting pitcher.
Yep.
You know, that's all.
I
they
think
were
you still
getting
get
all
a
these-
picture. I think that's what they've.
I
Well,
think
they-
a pitcher's not a bad idea.
Because what they've done is they've always just drafted pitcher and then traded off their good
It's
pitchers.
so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's
Well-
like, what are you doing?
Well, the problem is that those pitchers that they drafted, they sucked.
Yeah.
Like, where's Alex Fuedo at? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yep.
Tyreek Skubal and Casey Mize have been all right. Have promise
Skubal.
there, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, he was supposed to be a
considering we were
stud.
supposed to be loaded, you know.
Dude, no, I know exactly what you're saying. So, I mean, we're just really just gonna have to wait it out in true Tiger fashions. Hopefully they pull it around. I mean, Cleveland, the Guardians just caught up with us. I'm not sure if they actually passed us in the AL
I can
or
give some numbers.
if we're still in second. But regardless, I know that they're nipping at our back right now, and so long for catching up with the Twins. That's not
Not an option.
what. Don't even bring the Twins up to me. All right, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to fucking hear it. We were so goddamn close, and then all of a sudden we just got shafted.
Well, I mean, we're 4 games behind the Twins right now.
I don't see that changing anytime soon.
No, there's not with the injuries we're dealing with. Now, I will tell you guys, just briefly, I was kind of looking at some of the prospects coming up, and Rio, I'm with you. Pitcher's not a bad option for the position that we're in.
Yeah.
Because there is Paul Skennies or Skennies.
Yep,
I
that's
don't know
the
how
other
to say
one.
his last name.
Yeah.
But he's
Right-handed
from
pitcher, right?
yeah, from LSU, and
Yep.
he's nasty.
Yeah.
I was reading some
Yeah.
stuff on him,
Yeah.
and he's got some serious potential. He's 6'6", 235.
He
throws
does
with
he,
some heat.
Does he hit too? Right, he cranks.
I think he can hit the ball also, but the one thing that stuck out to me is he's striking out over 50% of the batters that he's facing, and he has 164 strikeouts on the season, which is 40 more than any other pitcher in
Yeah.
Division One.
Dang, it's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
You're talking like that's a huge gap in that level of talent.
so
Like,
when you get drafted from college, do you go to the farm teams?
I think it depends.
Yeah, you do.
Right?
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. And
because
you
even Torkelson was a college player, and he did his time. They all do.
right. It's like the next level of like.
Yeah.
But I think you can still move up fairly quickly if you're producing numbers. I don't know if there's like a time
pretty quickly, but he still had to go through it.
Right,
Yeah.
but there's not like a. I don't know if they have numbers on like a limit necessarily on how long you have to put in. I think it's just you
need 3 years in the double A's, boys, before
Right.
you can hit the fucking
No,
big
I think
leagues.
if you're proving yourself and you're doing what you need to do, you can move up and
Yeah.
get moved in pretty quick. But
All right, so let's move on from the Tigers because until we see some more from them, we don't know where we're going to be
No,
at.
that's true.
So we have some pretty big news here, though, if we're moving on to another Detroit team.
one of our favorites to be frustrated about.
Well, there was a huge signing for the Pistons.
Oh,
$78 million worth, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's the highest paid coach right now in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken.
Second. Well, it depends how you look at highest. Yeah. Not yearly, but yeah, I mean, essentially it's the biggest contract. Huge money.
I think he's got some bonus stuff built into that too, where it has the potential to be more than
He's
that.
right
even.
behind Greg Popovich now.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because Popovich is now going to have the player that we should have had. I feel like, but I'm a little frustrated about that situation.
Dude, no, that sucked. That sucked.
Yeah. So
I was so pissed about that right there. Like, honestly, when we got shafted, I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even watch the rest of the lottery. I didn't.
I wanted to be that normal, like typical, stereotypical Detroit fan that was like, it's all rigged.
Yes,
You know
that
what I
was
mean?
me.
Like,
That
this
was
is
me.
rigged. This is so
Well,
rigged.
it's
And I'm
only-
like, but it's not.
that is true, though. No, it's true. It
Yeah.
is rigged if you don't get first pick. That's true. It's only not
Fucking
rigged.
yeah.
It's only not rigged if you
You get first pick. Then you're like, no, this is how it's
'Cause
supposed
I
to
don't
be.
That's just the way it works. 'Cause when we got Cade, it wasn't rigged.
No, it was
No.
up
But
to me.
then over time, it got more rigged. Last year, it got rigged, and then this year, it
Yeah.
was rigged.
But
When
we
we
were
got-
supposed to have Cade and Big Vic, and that's where it got.
It was like we should have had we should have had 3 number 1 picks in a row. All right, that's what I'm getting at. We should have had the number 1 pick last year, even though I'm happy that we got Ivy, and we should have had the number 1 pick this year. Even though we're probably gonna get Scoop.
But
I don't
Russia's
know.
definitely involved, is
I
what
would
you're
love
saying.
to get Scoop, but
You-
this is the thing that I think when you're talking about these coaches, this is the thing that I'm really having a hard time understanding is this fucking coaching carousel that these NBA teams do. Okay, so they put out a report I put on here. The
Yeah.
Suns fired him to bring in new energy.
Yep.
So they wanted to go in a different route, right?
Well, yeah, it was clear that the players weren't listening to Dwayne Casey. It was clear that he wasn't
No, I'm
like
saying the
they weren't.
Suns.
No, he's
The
talking about the Suns.
Oh,
and the
okay.
coach
Suns
that we hired.
fired Monty Williams because they wanted to bring in a new energy, right?
Really, that was it.
That's their reasoning.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
their reasoning. But this is the thing that I don't. But then I'm like, okay, fine. Sure.
Coach of the year in 2022.
Sure, fine. Yeah, yeah. He was a coach of the year in 2022, and he went to the finals in 2021. But they want new energy. But then I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, so you bring in Frank Vogel, so he just won a championship back in 2020 with the Lakers.
Yep.
Yeah,
So, but then the Lakers fired him in 2021
yeah,
because they wanted to bring in a new energy.
yep.
So now the synergy is coming to Detroit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're bringing in new energy. I'm good with it.
I mean, honestly,
Do you remember me texting you and Tucker
yeah.
that morning and
Before
saying
it even happened,
and I was like, just throw the bag at it.
yep, yeah. It was
Just fucking
it
do
was
it.
it was like so. You've like had seen the writing on the wall, and I was like, heck yeah. And then you're like, we signed Monty. I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
I was like, well, he knew we were gonna do it.
Well,
and-
the reason that I wanted to do it is because you completely changed the status of this team because you're in this like rebuild and you're drafting all these players and you're trying to get these pieces, the core for it.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was all garbage. But either way, like we're going, it's been rough. But whenever you sign Monty Williams to $78 million, you're not rebuilding anymore.
No.
Now it's time to fucking win.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I think that you're gonna.
it's time to make a playoff run.
and I'm ready for it. I'm sick.
At
of all these
least just get us
rebuilds.
in the playoff.
Well, and so to also add
and
to that, though,
yeah, yep.
we know that the Pistons have money to spend in free agency.
Yeah.
So here's another factor in there: is it's like you've got a veteran coach. You've got money to spend. You've got a young core, so to
high
speak.
pick.
No, yeah, we
Yeah,
got
you got
we
Cade
have
Cunningham, a
another
high
yeah.
pick.
We,
We
have Cade Cunningham, we have Jaden Ivey, we have Jalen Duren, and we have another high pick. And I mean, Duren and Ivy have both showed last year that they can. I mean, yeah, we weren't winning games, but they can. That they can play. They
They're
can
young, too.
exactly,
They're very young.
and they got heart. they weren't giving up out there.
Right.
I don't think I saw Jalen Duren run like fucking Andre Drummond with his head down and his shoulders slumped.
No,
I don't
Jalen
think
Duren's fast.
exactly, dude. I used to hate seeing a mopey ass fucking Andre Drummond on the court.
Oh,
I think that's just how he runs.
Dude,
I'm serious, dude.
you've all seen that guy
Yeah,
run. That's
dude.
like that.
It's
It's
like
like
that Bronchiosaurus.
I mean, it
You've seen
just
a Bronchosaurus
he
on
runs
a
like
bird?
he's just depressed.
he's
like
still growing into his body.
it's like the
He's
most
still-
depressing run I've ever seen, dude. He's like all sad, he's all
How many
moping, and
people
it's like
over
slow.
7 foot do you know that aren't gumpy?
Like
Very
I mean,
true.
anybody
really
in the
know any
NBA
7 footers.
league.
It's
I don't-
weird
I don't know
seeing
seven-
Jalen Duren run well.
Yeah, he's athletic.
Yeah,
he's
like,
athletic.
that's weird.
Yeah.
That's even weirder than seeing Andre Drummond drag his body
Well,
up and down the court.
So what does that tell you about Victor, old Big Vic? He's something else.
Yeah, he
Because
is.
if Jalen Duren's over 7 foot and runs like that, I don't want to have to play San Antonio. That's not.
No, but he's one injury away from trouble.
Dude.
Do you know these prospects coming into the
Yeah.
draft, Sean? At all?
Yeah, I like Scoot Henderson too.
I love Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, if we could
We
somehow
all
manipulate
love
a way to get Scoot Henderson,
That
Yeah.
makes it easier because now they're saying that number 2 is probably going to be Brandon Miller. The Charlotte Hornets like Brandon Miller.
I'm good with that.
Shit.
They're
We got to
dumb as
move up
fuck
to
for
3
that.
somehow. I don't know how we're gonna move up to 3, but if we can,
I like Brandon Miller and I'm good with it, but to pass up on Scoot Henderson,
not an option.
that seems dumb as
That
fuck to
is
me.
really.
Was
I
Scoot?
think-
Yeah, I mean, what?
LaMelo who? I don't even.
I think Scoot Anderson really has
Henderson.
the potential, or Scoot Henderson, excuse me, has the potential to be
Henderson.
Henderson yes, has the potential to be as much of a difference maker as Victor on the right team.
Well, what about when Victor gets hurt?
That's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, he's a lot more solid. He's a little thicker body. You know, he's
I-
more
Yeah.
NBA ready. I think.
But if he were to fall to 3 and you have a trade right there, and Portland wants a star,
Yep.
wants to make a trade, you got to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that we don't have the star that they want.
They're
but,
open to
like,
trading,
fucking
though.
Figure it out.
Here's
Yeah.
Bag and a future first round. Bogdanovich
We'll trade
just
the whole-
gets shipped.
Yeah.
They'd be
Trade
like,
the whole
no.
team. We'll trade the whole team.
They're like,
We're
no.
back to that again.
Okay, but how about this? How about
We're
this?
generous here in Detroit.
How
We're
about
generous.
this? Would you trade? I don't even want to say it.
We got a lot of trade talk
Would you
today.
trade
I don't like this.
Ivy in the 5th to get Scoot Henderson at 3. Because I will tell you this right now, before you answer, Scoot Henderson is a better prospect than Jaden Ivey by a long shot.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I
But
think
that's tough.
I would still really probably lean towards a yes.
I would say yes, but I would never tell Ivy.
just throw
Even
him out
like,
to the
yeah,
Sharks.
just like, I mean, no, if
That's
it goes through, if it doesn't
Like,
go
we're
through,
committed to you. We're
yeah, if it
committed to
doesn't
you.
go
Good.
through, I mean, honestly, he's like a third generation Detroit professional athlete.
Yeah.
You know, his
Yeah.
grandpa was a Lion, his
Yeah.
mom was a Detroit Spark. Shout out to Detroit Sparks. I saw them play.
Impressive.
Dude, I mean, fundamentals were good, dude.
Was the stadium packed?
My row was full of
well, okay.
all right.
We'll take what we can get. We're working on a franchise. here,
Possible
you know?
dream program, all right. Little 6th grade Rio went to the Detroit Spark versus the LA Shock. I was like, this is
Oh,
electric.
this is a while ago.
Yeah, because
Okay.
neither of those teams are. I don't think LA even has a females team anymore,
Well,
or maybe Detroit doesn't.
It's hard to keep track.
but in all seriousness, I'm in support
Yeah.
of the Detroit Sparks.
Hey, so
you know,
I saw Ivy's mom play. That's a true story.
actually, I mean,
Hey,
well, you're one of a handful of people that can say they've been to a game.
Yeah.
Because if they're not in
Yeah.
existence anymore, you won't have that opportunity anymore. So that's actually kind of a special memory for a young.
You hear that?
I'm glad you support them. Will you tell me one player from their team?
Jaden Ivey's mom.
Yep. This is
No,
Ivy.
right.
No, I
No,
don't
they're
know. No.
they're not actually a team anymore.
Oh,
I was waiting. All right.
on to the next. On to the next. We're getting out of control.
Next topic.
Yeah, next topic.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, hold on.
It is
Hold
fun.
on.
We still got a couple more points that we wanted to talk about
Just a
too.
few
Bring it
more.
up.
Well, let's do them quick here. If you could, if you're got Monty Williams and you want to try to build a team now, what players that might be available would you trade that number 5 pick for? Who wouldn't? Because okay, I'll tell you. You got a couple teams that
Yeah.
can be rebuilding.
Yep.
You got a couple teams that got to tear it down. Who would you pick?
So if I'm going for a player to try and scoop up,
And has to be reasonable.
like I want someone to trade me one of their stars.
There's rumblings about like Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
You know, I don't think they will, but that's one player that keeps getting brought up.
How is New Orleans happy with Zion?
I think they're doing okay with him. I mean, there's
Okay.
I haven't heard nothing about
No,
this.
let me move past that.
Yeah,
then.
I haven't heard. But the so Keldon Johnson from the Spurs. Now,
I don't think they would get rid of him. He's a
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just saying they're getting Vic.
they
They'd
need a
have
point
the
guard.
no. There's
They
gonna
do.
be point guards at number 5.
Killian Hayes.
There we go. Now
So
we're
what,
getting
would you do
creative.
Killian Hayes in the 5th for Keldon Johnson?
I think that's a good trade.
You'd
they
get
wouldn't
3.
take it.
What?
They wouldn't take it. They would need someone else too.
No, they get a 5th and
No,
Oh
you give
yeah.
them your-
Oh
you
yeah.
give
Yeah.
them your
Okay.
fifth,
No.
right?
They
No.
absolutely would,
or your
'cause they
Yeah.
need a
number
point
5
guard.
No. I
They have
didn't
Devin
hear that
Vassell,
fifth.
and I don't think they would trade Keldon Johnson because he's their best player.
For
But
some
I
reason, when
agree
you said
that'd be a
fifth, I
great
thought
trade.
fifth
I would
round
love
pick.
It's
that.
not a bad trade.
I thought 5th round pick, not 5th
And
overall
Keldon
pick.
Johnson's somebody that the Pistons could use.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns would be like the one that I would definitely try
I
to
like
make
that.
a deal for. If Minnesota's like realizing it ain't gonna work because they messed up with this Rudy Gobert and
Yeah.
like they're in deep.
Yeah.
They got in a fight. You know, like if they want to make a move, I'll give you that.
Well, I
all
mean,
day long for Karl Anthony Towns. Having Jalen Duren would be trouble.
What about like say kind of a bigger name who's just known as being a road warrior? You think we should like Kevin Durant?
He can't go anywhere.
No?
Nah.
Is he
Just
locked?
gave up. Phoenix just gave up so much to get him. They gave up their future. They won't get him.
No.
He won't be moving.
What about like a Pascal
Who?
Siakam?
Oh, yeah.
We would have to give up a little bit more. I feel like
Yeah, but
you
you
know,
know,
just
fill
the-
right into that position at
just
4.
the number 5 alone isn't really gonna cut it. I mean, we'd have to probably give up one of our bigger bodies. I'm imagining, Wiseman maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, what about Bradley Beal? If you could run a Beal, Ivy, Cunningham lineup,
Ooh.
and I know that it seems small and whatnot, but I think it could work. They're all over 6'5".
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not tiny.
I was gonna say, none of them
bigs
are
by
really
any
small.
chance. Those are all guys that make us look pretty small. So I think it's small in NBA comparison, but you throw in like a Durham with them, and
And you get a big 4 too, probably
Yep.
that can defend. I will tell you, this. The only reason I asked this is because my number 1 target, and I don't think you even need to trade the 5th to get him, but I know it's going to be controversial because people aren't going to agree with it. But I saw a team that's blowing it up, and that's Washington. And I think Kristaps Porzingis is the sleeper free
Oh,
agent this year.
Porzingis?
If you look at his numbers this year,
Yeah.
he went off.
I would be good. With
I've
it.
always been a
His
fan of
shooting
Porzingis, too.
averages his shooting numbers are solid. His 3-point shooting numbers are solid. His field goal percentage is solid. His free throw numbers are great. He scored over 20 points. He was rebounding the ball fairly well, but he was blocking a shitload of shots too. And I'm just sitting there thinking, and he played a lot of 4. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, we need a big 4.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Well, and he kind of
Should we get? What about Beef Stew? We could trade him Beef Stew and
I'll do
get.
that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
For
and-
fucking Porzingis.
Porzingis kind of is a little bit under the radar as far as
That's
a
what
free
I'm saying.
agent. I
And
feel
I am-
like he's
He
not
is.
somebody everybody's
Because he
looked
gets
and
injured.
thinking about.
He
Yeah,
gets
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I
I do like
He's
beef
younger
stew
than
though.
you
I
think.
do like
yeah,
beef
he's
stew.
not.
He's
He's
like 27.
yeah, and
If he could stay healthy,
because he was drafted when he was like what 19.
and I could trust Monty to actually coach Porzingis to
Dude,
play
I'm telling you, that's
to
my-
play like
I wanna
more
throw-
body smart.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
like that. I like
had a
that.
perfect offseason, I would throw a bag at Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah,
while
Beef
while
Stew.
nobody's looking, and then I would go.
We wouldn't even
sign
have to give up our
Gabe
5th.
Vincent from Miami Heat to be your backup guard.
Yep.
That little baller out there at guard. Gets
No,
somebody
I
who
like
can
that. I
actually
like
score.
Porzingis. That was a sleeper. I didn't even think.
No,
I didn't
that's a
even
really
consider.
It's a
sleeper bag
sneaky
move. I
one.
like it.
That's a sneaky one. 'Cause
Yeah.
If you look at even the list, if you look at any free agent thing, that he gets no respect. They say top free agents, dude. He's down there at the bottom, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at his numbers. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
like
He's a
20 and
beast.
8 with great shooting numbers, and he's 7'2", and he blocked 2 shots a game, and he hit 2 3-pointers a game at good percentages. If you were gonna get that out of somebody, you would. You know what I'm saying? Like he just
Yeah.
gets no love.
Yeah, and
because
you
of
might be
injuries.
able to get him at a somewhat affordable cost if the market for him is not.
$35 million a year.
Yeah,
Why
sure.
not?
Yeah.
You got nobody else on your roster.
Before anybody offers him any more money.
I know, but I think
like,
if he just stays healthy, it's going to look like a great contract.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
You think we could get Luka?
No.
No.
We're out of that market.
No,
We do have money, but I don't know if that's really an option.
But I Kristaps could play, and he could not hinder your other players that you already got.
Okay.
Jalen Duren could still play center.
Yeah.
Cade can still play point, and Ivy could still play his two, and still get the looks that they need. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I went through all these players, and I'm just
No, I know
going
you
back
do.
and
I know you do.
thinking- I know, and I just keep going back, and I keep thinking, I'm like, I think we could get this guy for less than he deserves, and we could sign him for a decent price, and we'd still have money to go sign a Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
Scoring
Yeah.
off the bench, a piece. And then if you do that, you still get your 5th pick. You can go get a Cam Whitmore or another wing. You know
What
I mean?
did, what did we trade Sadiq Bey for? What did we give up for Sadiq Bey?
A pack of smokes and $10 a month.
I don't
A
feel
nickel
like
bag.
he was so
Dude,
he was so good too. I felt like he was a solid starter for us.
Yeah,
I think he's
we
us.
didn't get a good deal on that.
I mean, were we just trying to like build good relationships with Atlanta or what?
I don't know. There was some checks under the table happening there. So
Right? It was weird.
seemed real fishy
I was
about
just
that.
looking. I was like, why did we get rid of Sadiq Bey for what I can see is nothing? Like there's nothing on the books for him.
I saw something that when I was looking at these players, I happened to notice that Rodney Magruder, his nickname is the Scavenger, and I never heard that before.
What?
Yeah, and I don't know why.
The
I couldn't figure it
Scavenger?
out. But then I started digging a little bit deeper, and I found some good nicknames. Remember Drew Gooden, the center from Cleveland?
Yeah,
Remember
I
this
do
guy?
Yeah.
remember him.
Yeah.
Man, you know what his nickname was? Rasheed Wallace.
No.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that
awesome.
one got me.
Rasheed Wallace.
That
Underrated, man.
that
He
is
was.
a good nickname,
He was a
man.
pretty solid player, though. I mean,
He
he
was.
wasn't a superstar, but he was a good role player.
I'm not going to touch on this other topic right now because I want to wait till after this draft. But after this draft, we're going to come back here. We're going to meet again, and we're going to discuss Troy Weaver.
Yeah.
Because this guy's been made out to be this magician. But if I crunched the picks here, and I'm not convinced that this is really the case. It's not that hard to fuck up or to get a good pick at number 1, right?
Yeah.
So your best picks,
Well, it's already picked for you, basically.
Yeah.
no, and then
Yeah.
so I'm just we'll touch on it later. But after this draft, we need to evaluate, and I want to come back and see if Troy Weaver is really.
You're trying to judge his first round picks after this one?
I
Just
see a
all of
lot
his
of I see a
picks.
lot of
Yeah.
no, I just see a
Yeah.
lot of the like let Troy Weaver cook, do his magic type of shit.
No, yeah.
Like,
And I used to
well,
be one of those
Let me
too.
see the recipe.
Is this the
first.
Twitterverse that's kind of influencing this?
Reddit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Everybody's still like mind washed that this guy's
Yeah.
great with these picks, and I'm like, I like Jaden Ivey. You know what I mean? I'm good with Jalen Ivey, but I like Cade. And like Duren looks like he could be good.
Yeah, I like
But just keep in
Duren.
mind that I heard these same comments when we drafted Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey. Remember they were all rookie and everything, and it was all the hype. Oh, what a great pick to get him at
Whatever.
Yeah.
pick 19 and get Isaiah Stewart at pick 16. Like, what a great pick. You know, like these guys are stars.
Well, I
Those
mean,
guys- those
that's why
out
we
of
got
the
that's
core
why we
four-
got rid of that's why we got rid of our coach is because he wasn't. We had all these great picks, and our coach, Dwayne Casey, literally couldn't get through to them. I honestly don't know if they listened to a single practice. You know what I mean? Like,
Didn't Weaver pick Dwayne, have say in Dwayne Casey getting hired though?
yeah,
I'm
he
sure,
he
yeah.
was also a former
That's-
coach of the
that's
year.
not a
He had
cop-out.
just got done I mean,
I think he won Coach of the Year before we hired him. or
yeah,
something.
yeah, he was a former
And
coach
then
of the
another
year.
Coach took that team to the finals.
Yep,
So
yeah, and took
won.
Kawhi Leonard. Well, they got
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, and then they
That
went to the
helped a lot.
finals.
That
Yeah,
helped a lot.
yeah.
Now,
But so where I mean, honestly though, like, do any of you guys think that these teams were listening to what Dwayne Casey was drawing up? You saw what they were doing on the field. It didn't look like they fucking went to practice at all. It looked like a bunch of rookies trying to figure out where they fit in. and then they just didn't have any clear direction. So I think,
gone.
he's gone.
Sayonara.
They had to get somebody that could get through to these kids,
I'm glad. I'm just saying that it's something that's going to have to get brought back up because I heard all this chatter about how good these players were, and now I'm not sure Beef Stew even has a great spot in this rotation.
I don't.
And I don't know that Killian Hayes is even going to be on this team come next year.
Beef Stew, first round pick.
And
we just talked about Sadiq Bey, Saban. Man, and I liked Saban Lee. Man, where's he at? Motor City Cruise? Is he in the G League still?
He's in the Detroit Spark.
Yeah, like honestly,
he's waiting to get called off the bench.
He would just shit on the G League all season long, and then
he's on Duolingo learning Chinese right now.
Fuck, dude.
All right. So let's get on the.
Hey, Duolingo, if you're watching, and we know that you are, sponsor us, all right? Oh, yeah. We'll fucking take that sponsor, or give us a gift card. Shit, we'll learn Chinese too.
You're already gonna do your next skit.
Yeah,
you said you were gonna do either Asian or
no. That's a commercial. That's not a skit. That's professional acting.
I'm sorry.
All right, I ain't doing this shit.
Sorry,
I don't act for just fucking acting.
No, you're getting paid for it. You're getting paid.
That's they have to pay me.
We got a couple good ones we're gonna get into here, but there was a couple quick things I just want to go through.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions, because there's not really much we need to talk about. We've covered them a lot lately.
Yep.
But they are at minicamp. Sam Laporta is dominating minicamp.
Are you a supporter of Laporta?
Absolutely.
Oh.
He's catching touchdowns. He's getting space. Like he's looking like the real deal. That's great to hear.
Yeah, that's good. I saw him making some plays. Kirby Joseph today was fucking making some plays. There was a clip of him picking off Jared Goff, then giving the interception.
That's not a good sign for Jared Goff.
Honestly, listen, Jared Goff is going to have to be a lot better against this secondary. All right? He's not going to be getting the same kind of cream that he was getting at practice last year.
Well, and it's actually very... I feel like somewhat normal for the defense to be ahead of the offense at this point, especially with all the new pieces that we have.
It's always that way because the defense is like stay here and hit whoever's in there.
Right.
The offense is like snake here, pull the defender over here. If you got a lane, then fucking run this streak. Like there's so much nuance. Yeah.
No, and it's gonna help, but I think Jared Goff's gonna be everything this year, dude. It's either show up or you're back on, or you're on the bench. I'm sorry.
Well, honestly, I think the Hendon Hooker pick might have been like at least a little bit of a hey, there ain't no snoozing.
Yeah, no,
there ain't
that's 100% right.
There ain't no snoozing.
No snoozing.
You take it easy, you're gonna get passed up. There's someone here who is hungrier, who I can't say has more to prove because honestly, I think Jared Goff is still the quarterback in the league who has the most to prove.
He has a huge contract to prove.
Yeah.
If he wants to get paid.
Yeah. Well, you got Hendon Hooker behind you. You're trying to get paid. It's like the nonsense where you're throwing the interceptions and fumbling random fumbles.
Hey,
that ain't gonna cut it this year.
Who
on fourth down?
Bad idea. You ain't getting paid for that. That's questionable.
I've been on record being a major Jared Goff hater.
Yeah.
But
you turned around. You turned around. I mean, after we go like 10 straight games with no turnovers, how can you not?
I'm not fully turned around though, because I don't like the way he plays on the road, and I don't like the way he plays in cold weather.
I don't like the fact that he's got a glove on his throwing hand. Okay, what's up with the glove on the throwing hand? That is a questionable move. I don't care how cold it is outside. The greatest quarterbacks of all time did not wear a glove on their throwing hand. I'm sorry. Like that's my one. That is my one big issue. Like you do not wear a glove on your throwing hand.
Sean, tell you again.
You heard the big dog. Take the glove off.
No, but our whole season rests on Jared Goff's shoulders, and I think that's what makes me nervous. And then I'm hearing reports that the chemistry between him and Jameson Williams is spotty.
It's been
not bad.
I've heard
spotty. It's mixed bag.
I've heard I recently read a report that it was stating how everything was starting to come together, and it was starting to look natural. And I think that's a good sign. That's what you want, after you. Even though he's not playing the first 6 weeks, he's still working at Like, yeah, there were reports that they weren't. Gary Goff reportedly went off on Jameson Williams about not being at a specific spot in the route. When
Well, that's good.
You know,
should be doing
and now they are like starting to build
I can
that.
tell
Like,
you exactly. This is exactly what I read. That it was still an opinion, but it was somebody it was one of these guys who just sitting at minicamp.
Yeah.
Nothing better to do than to sit at the minicamp and bless their souls for giving us.
well, there's a
this is what they said.
Yeah.
They said that Jameson Williams' athleticism is gonna be tough for any quarterback to get timing with because he's so fast.
Yeah.
But the problem that they're running into is that Jameson Williams' routes are not consistent yet. So not only is he super fast, which is a great thing,
but he's not hitting the same mark every
he could
time.
Run the same route 5 times, and he's not going to
Different
be
speed.
Yeah.
at the same spot at the same time.
And that's
He's
what
throwing
you
long
need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs a cookie cutter route runner, basically.
But what they said,
Yeah,
but
You
what
know?
they
yeah.
said-
He's
a cookie cutter.
he doesn't have there's no real natural like instinct.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I know
all
how this is going to go. Jameson Williams fly.
Fly.
Jameson Williams fly right.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hail Mary. No, but they said what they said was that you watch them and they would have like a couple really, really nice plays and then a couple really bad ones and then a couple really nice ones. So it was going back and forth. So they're getting closer. But it's still not perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Hey,
mean, him missing the first 6 games doesn't fucking help.
Yeah, no shit. And
Well,
you know
he
what?
also played how many games last year? You know what
Fucking
I mean? Like,
10?
That's what I'm saying.
No, you know what? That 6-game suspension though is complete fucking bullshit.
Garbage.
All right? There's no way that he should have got 6 games.
No.
6 games? That's what they hand out to like some of the worst
Yeah,
player violations.
Steroids.
Who's this? Whoever's pushing for this, like what's the end game?
Exactly. What are you trying to prove by making Jameson
a
a fucking
that people are betting?
On
like?
college sports, it's not even like you
On
bet
the
on an
road?
NFL game, and he was in a hotel supposedly. In a
No,
hotel.
and then when
Everybody agrees that's
there was a
bullshit.
poll, and 80% of the players that were polled said that the rules were never explained
Or they
properly.
didn't even understand
Yeah,
that
yeah.
there was a rule. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, I didn't even know that was a rule.
It was so like uncharacteristically not like taught. And then they just want to slap people with heavy violations and heavy suspensions as a lesson. Oh, you
Jameson-
should have fucking known. You should've
Jameson
known.
Williams is going to be their example.
Yeah, he
They're
is.
using him as
He
the
is.
example, and they're saying this is what's going to happen if you don't do what we tell you. Now, what I will say is the other thing too is it's like
Free
so-
J-Mo.
Yeah, free J-Mo. Okay.
Free fucking J-Mo.
Let's all say it together.
Take
free
the
J-Mo.
chains. Break the chains.
Break the chains, okay?
If you don't love me now, you will never love me again.
The NFL
I
likes to
can
fuck the
still
line, so I don't know.
hear you say
Well, and it's like-
we must never break
The bottom
chain.
line is okay,
Boom.
when you come into the NFL and you're playing in the NFL, if the way I feel is if you're betting on an NFL game, that's kind of fishy.
Well, yeah, that is ruining the integrity
But
of the league.
If you're betting on a game that's in a completely different quote unquote league, like college sports, could there be some fishy? Probably.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have
But-
insider. You're gonna. It's like it's same as insider trading.
Especially if you're Jameson
for
Williams
college
and you're
sports.
betting on maybe an Alabama game or something.
Yeah,
you know?
I think.
But-
But now, if they're betting on a basketball finals,
Yes.
say
No.
I don't
skin
have
in the
no
game.
problem with that.
Yeah.
They're betting on like they're playing skins, at a little golf tourney.
No big deal.
You better throw some money in. You play some skins with me, motherfucker. You ain't playing for free.
Right, I'm trying to get that money, baby.
If
That's
the integrity
shit.
of college football is that fragile, then that's a different problem.
Yeah. No,
So
it is.
I think the whole thing's stupid. Okay, so you got now you're talking about Jameson Williams.
Pass me that beer, please.
Fast, lightning fast guy.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs, lightning fast guy, both Alabama.
But Jameer Gibbs' route running is fucking elite, and he's been used as nothing but the wide receiver package so far in the media reported practices.
But
They haven't even
but I have
seen
a
him
question
line up
for
as a
you. I have
running
question
back.
for you. So these guys are both really, really fast, right? Lightning fast.
No, like fucking
So,
quick, bro.
Who would win in a spelling bee?
Jameson
Depends on
Williams.
the word.
Jameson Williams.
Who's win?
Jameson Williams' speed is 99 on Madden. He's spelling fast as fuck.
I'm going with.
He wasn't. I'm not saying he's winning.
We're going Gibbs to Williams.
Yeah, spelling bee.
I'm going.
Old-fashioned spelling bee.
I'm going Gibbs.
You can only ask origin.
Gibbs.
Only has the word origin.
Some Latin word.
You
Some
can't.
Latin word.
You're not allowed to ask if it's been to use it in a sentence.
Nope.
All
You
right.
just got to know it's a Latin origin word. That's
All
it.
right, I think this is the perfect time for us to get into.
Yes, let's do it. We
more
got.
questions here.
Yep, we got. Let me see. We were slated for the memory card had a finite amount of time. We only got 5 minutes left on the memory card, boys.
Okay. All right. I want to. This is the first question. Who was more damaging to Detroit, Al Avila or Stan Van Gundy?
SVG.
Oh, SVG was poisonous.
SVG took the going to work Pistons and dismantled it. He put himself as the coach, manager, and then he was drafting fucking Luke Kennard because he would fit in his scheme better rather than fucking Damian Lillard, or whoever else he passed on to get Luke.
He made some questionable choices.
It was always best fit for the scheme. Oh, but I don't know, Avila.
He was
man.
bad.
Holy shit,
He
man.
ruined the whole franchise.
Holy shit, man.
He sunk it.
He did.
that's
He
what I'm
sunk
saying.
it.
He
It was a
took
sink.
Motown and turned it into Ghost Town.
He sunk it so fast.
Yeah,
he sunk it
crashed
so fast and then got out of town so fast. Like,
Hold on, we gotta fly through these because we gotta.
Okay.
So give me your final answer.
SVG.
Final answer.
I'm actually changing. I'm going Avila.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a
couldn't agree with you.
bitch.
Lightning round.
Okay,
Should the
okay,
Lions
okay,
bring
okay.
back the black uniforms to the rotation this year?
Yes, a solid yes.
I'm going
All right.
yes too.
All right. I want black jerseys, but I don't want it all blacked out. I don't want black jerseys on black pants. I still need to keep those silver pants.
All right.
No
all right.
silver.
No
Okay.
silver.
That's
right.
Oakland
No
Raiders.
silver.
That's Oakland Raiders territory.
I think Detroit Lions have always kept
I just
silver
need to get
pants.
a little blue in
Yep,
there.
you
A
gotta
little
have
blue.
the hint of blue to
Yeah.
distinguish.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna be an all blacked out jersey. It's gonna be like some blue trim or some blue
Shove the
lines
silver
there.
pants down.
All right.
What?
Next
What?
one.
How dare you?
Lightning round. Next question.
All right.
Who was the worst second pick in Detroit history? Charles Rogers or Darko Milicic?
Darko
Ooh.
Milicic.
I don't know about
Darko
that. I
Milicic.
don't know about that.
I think
Charles
they're-
Rogers actually showed promise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those first
Who
his rookie-
did we pass?
We knew Darko Milicic was never going to amount to anything. Everybody knew that when we
I'll
passed
give you a
up on
quick.
Carmelo
I'll give you a
Anthony.
quick.
Yeah.
Whenever we passed on Andre Johnson, Terrell
Ooh.
Suggs,
Ooh.
Troy Polamalu, and Anquan Bolden.
Troy
all,
Polamalu.
all Hall of Famers. Then for Darko, we passed on Chris
Carmelo.
Bosh, Dwayne Wade,
Carmelo.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Dwayne
I think
Wade.
that's a good debate because
Yeah.
that's equally shitty.
It
Yeah.
is a good debate. I'm kind of in the middle.
Because I'm like thinking about what if the Pistons had Carmelo Anthony with Tayshaun Prince,
No,
with
Dwayne
Rip,
Wade.
with
Rashid. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
or
That'd
or
been
well,
it.
I don't know.
Dwayne
Dwayne Wade. We had two guards though. We had Rip and we had Chauncey. I don't know if we really
Dwayne Wade was.
He was the
special,
Mark
man.
Carmelo. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony
was
would have been
special.
like the perfect fit.
Yeah.
I
That's a
think who was the
tough
number one
question.
overall pick that year? LeBron James, right?
Yeah.
LeBron went to fucking Cleveland.
Yeah.
Any three of those players would have changed it. Okay, let's move on then. All right, who was more damaging for Detroit between Dwayne Casey or Matt Patricia?
Matt Patricia. Fuck Matty
The
Patty.
Quintricia.
Dude, I
Oh,
was
that
like such a
this-
believer,
They
man.
had me sold, but that was a dumpster fire.
They sold me the best snake medicine. I'm the fucking snake oil salesman.
That
Oh,
oil
fucking,
soothed every muscle in your body.
you son of a
All right,
bitch,
just
Matt
through the
Patricia.
draft. Just
All right,
through
we
the
got
draft.
one more. We got
Okay,
one more. We're gonna do
okay.
it here. Which penalty was worse for Detroit Lions fans? The Dallas Cowboys
Yep,
when
Pettigrew.
when they
That was the
called
worst.
they called pass
Pass
interference,
interference and picked
picked
the
it up,
flag up.
reviewed it, saw pass interference and said nope.
Nope.
or
That's it,
what's the? I
that's
think
it.
that's a winner. But the other one was in the Saints playoff game. Whenever
Yeah.
Willie Young
Yeah.
strip sacks Drew Brees,
Yep.
we return
Return for a touchdown.
and we would have been up 21-7.
Yep.
Megatron had just scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
They call it back. Saints, the
And then
story.
and then
Yeah.
next
Well,
after
all
that, yeah, they
But
started
he
up blowing us.
inflated our-
Yeah, we lost like our whole momentum, and then they ended up scoring like
Yeah.
6 touchdowns.
That was a
Oh.
bad one, but the Pettigrew one.
Yeah,
Was
we
the
had that
only-
game.
That's the only time
That-
I
we
can
had that
ever
game.
say I've seen a pass interference call be flagged with a flag thrown on the field and then picked up and
Yeah.
waved off. I've never seen that
Yeah.
in the history of the NFL other than that game.
I don't think that anything could have looked sketchier than that.
That was
No,
the
it was
sketchiest thing
so
I've ever
fucking
seen.
shady too. I hated it. Yeah,
was
I'm gonna
clearly
go.
pass
I'm gonna go
interference.
with the 2016 playoff game.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
was the pass interference call.
All right, if we have time for one more.
Yeah, we do.
Which trade was worse for the Pistons? Chris Middleton and Brandon Knight for Brandon Jennings, or Ben Shoot-Again Gordon and a top 10 pick for Corey Maggette?
That's a bad one, but honestly, the Brandon Jennings trade was bad.
Yeah,
that one, Chris
dude.
Middleton was nasty after we
Because
traded him away.
because
Okay.
who knows if we would actually hit on that 10 pick? But
You wanna
meanwhile,
know who, you wanna
Brandon
know who got picked after that 9th pick? It was the 9th pick. Nikola
Jokic.
Zach LaVine, Joseph Nurkic, Clint Capella, and Jeremy Grant.
We could have had the
Wow.
Joker.
But here's the thing. Here's the reason why you have to consider it. Because the easy answer is Chris Middleton. But here's the problem. We had just paid Ben Gordon all that money to bring him in. And
Yeah.
then we had to give rid of one of our top picks for someone to take him back.
Yeah, because we
We
wouldn't have
fucked
had.
up
Yeah,
so bad.
yeah. The Ben Gordon thing was bad too, though.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Well, and then there was also.
All right. Well, you know
Joshy
what?
boy.
We are over. I don't even know if the video is taking any more memory.
All right.
But we're still recording on the audio. We want to say thank you for hanging out, listening, hearing these hot topics. Make sure that you guys follow us on Twitter. We are at _LTP_pod.
More content coming soon.
Yes. You can email us at lionstigersponies@gmail.com. And you guys make sure you follow, share, tell everybody, all right? We're going to keep these going, and thank you guys for hanging out.
Chime in with some subject matter you want to hear about.
Yeah, tell us what we fucked up too.
Criticize us.
We
Yeah.
know we don't get it all right.
All right? If you want to talk shit, let us know. Fuck. All right.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
We
dude.
got less than 3 minutes left on the memory card.